Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Today I bring to you the best Lunagaron weapons guide, as it brings a brand new ice meta, where we analyze one of the new monsters of Season 7 as Lunagaron weapons. As I said before, they are ice weapons, because, you know, ice meta. But the very interesting thing is that Lunagaron weapons carry Vital Ice +1. Only first weapon to do so. Don't know what's going to happen in the future, but this makes them very, very powerful. Moving on, here's a list of Lunagaron weapons. So for the sword and shield, you have the Frost Moon Hatchet. For the hammer, we have the Hammer of Winter Moon. The Great Sword, we have the Sword of the Winter Moon. For the long sword, you have the Frost Moon Pale Blade. For the dual blades, you have the Frost Moon Blood Claws. And for the switch axe, you have the Frost Moon Eclipser. So it's either Sword of or Frost Moon. As we bring on to the lance, where you have the Frost Moon Spiral Lance. The Gun Lance, which is the Frost Moon Gun Lance. The Hunting Horn, which is the Frost Moon Whaler. The Bow, which is the Frost Moon Crescent Bow. The Light Bowgun, where it breaks the trend and is the Frostbiter for some reason. And of course, you have the Heavy Bowgun, which is the Frost Moon Howitzer. Hopefully I said that right in German, because, you know, I watched My Hero Academia, and Bakugo's special attack is Litzer, so yeah. Moving on, we have the Lunagaron weapons for its stats. So, its element is Ice, with a base raw attack of 225 and a base elemental attack of 164. Unfortunately, it does not carry any positive or negative affinity, so its base affinity is 0%. And as you max it out, the Lunagaron's Ice element value will be much higher than the raw value. No, seriously, it gets pretty dang high. As we move on to the Forge requirements, you need 2 Machilite ores, which are rarity 2, 2 Lunagaron scales, which are rarity 1, 1 Lunagaron Claw, which is rarity 3, 1 Lunagaron Prime Scale, which is rarity 4, as well as needing a very cheap 400 Zenny. And now we have the Lunagaron weapons max stats. Its element, of course, is still going to be Ice, with a max raw attack of 1222, and a max elemental attack of 1458, and a max affinity of 0%. It does not carry positive affinity or negative affinity, so it's going to stay at 0. However, as you see right here, the max elemental value is higher than the raw, which makes it ideal for Ice Weak monsters. And if you want to max them out, they use Wyvern Gem Shards, which is really great. They don't have a unique rarity 6, so you're not going to bust your bacon over that. In addition, you'll need 5 weapon refining parts and 4,900 Zenny. If you notice that number, this is a huge discount compared to other monster types. So if you want this, it's pretty cheap. And from personal experience, if you are doubling your rarity 6, this can take you about 250 Lunagaron or less if you're lucky, unless you already have the Wyvern Gem Shards saved. As someone would max boss monster weapons, 27 Wyvern Gem Shards is pretty close to the 27 that it takes for unique boss monsters. So again, about 250-ish. But it really just depends. So if you get lucky for Wyvern Gem Shards, or again, if you already have them, it just really depends on how lucky you get. And all this brings you to the Lunagaron monster melee types damage comparison, as we take a look at the monster ice types of ice as of Lunagaron's release. As we see per the data, Kushala Deor is the strongest. The big difference is that Lunagaron has Vital Ice 1. As you see, I factor that in here, and if you put it out, the base stats when you put it together, it allows it to enter the top 3 melee weapons. However, Legiana is still the best budget option just because of its availability, and Barriath has crit, so it's still very viable. So again, Legiana is still technically best budget option, because you don't have to go through the craziness versus Lunagaron, and again, it's much more, yeah. Along with Barriath having crit, and Barriath does have style customization, so that's a plus as of right now. So take those factors into consideration, but if we look at the overall, if we just look at the base at max, you have it entering the top 3 with Vital Ice. Now that we went over melee, we have the bowguns. So we are going to take a look at the light and heavy bowguns as of Lunagaron's release as far as ice monster types goes. And the ammo is what sets the light bowguns and the heavy bowguns apart. For Kushala, light bowgun is still the best as far as that archetype. But the thing is, Lunagaron has a great ranged ammo set. We're going to go over ammo in a bit. But where it gets really interesting is that for heavy bowgun, Lunagaron gets really interesting because of the sleep ammo. So it becomes a status elemental heavy bowgun. So, yeah, more on that in a bit. But first, we must take a look at the Lunagaron monster types bow damage comparison as we take a look at all the ice monster types as of Lunagaron's release. As we see, per the data, Kushala Deor is the strongest. And unfortunately, Lunagaron is not a super weapon as it has no charge 3 to damage 4 ammo type. So technically, Lunagaron and... yeah, technically Lunagaron and Legion are better budget options. But Kushala is dang powerful, and it's a Elder Dragon, so that's what makes it super difficult. So of course, it's going to beat out every other ice type as of right now as far as bows goes. And of course, I haven't forgotten about that ammo comparison as we look at the Lunagaron ranged weapon types. Ammo comparisons, looking at the light and heavy bowgun ammo as well as the bow. Now here's the thing, the light bowgun has pierce, so it's a good ranged option. If you're trying to stay safe and you just want to pierce through the monster at medium range, yeah, it's a great option. However, it cannot slice tails like Legion and Kushala, so keep that in mind. But it does have Vital Ice, so it's really dang good still. With the most interesting weapon for Lunagaron is actually the heavy bowgun because of sleep ammo. It doesn't beat out Kushala in sheer damage, of course it's not, but the heavy bowgun is worth looking into. Sleep stat, okay, so some people are like comparing raw, there's two differences. You have elemental status weapons and you have sleep status and you have raw status weapons. With this one for Lunagaron, it has sleep ammo, so it is an elemental status weapon. Okay, that's the difference. When elemental weapons can inflict status, it's different than raw because of the way elemental weakness works versus raw. So that's why I classify them differently. So yes, when an elemental weapon has a status infliction, it is very good and worth looking into, especially with things like, well, pretty much all of them, to be honest. As mentioned before, Lunagaron bow does not have the charge 3 to damage 4 mechanic, so Kushala is still the best ice bow. Obviously, if you look right there, spread 4 at charge 3, along with pierce level 4 at level 4, with 2 options. With flexibility, of course, Kushala is still going to be the best. Moving on, we have the Lunagaron Hunting Horn Melodies. So as we take a look at the Lunagaron Hunting Horn, it's actually pretty good for defense and for certain monsters, because you are able to negate both poison and paralysis, which is actually tailor-made for Espinasse. So, unfortunately though, it's not very offensive-minded. Attack up L isn't that great. But again, with those first two status ones, again, it can be a very good one depending on what you are facing. Unfortunately, we have the King of Ice as of right now, and that's Kushala. It clearly beats it out with attack up, fire resistant up, and as far as pure offense goes, and it's the only hunting horn right now with Diffuse Sonic Wave, which if you don't know what it does, it cures you of Blast and Hellfire Blight, making it an incredibly offensive weapon as well as a great balance with that attack up and fire resistance up. So yeah, most fire weapons are weak to ice. But in inclusion of that, Kushala is an Elder Dragon. So yeah, Elder Dragons 99% of the time, unless it's in certain conditions, will beat out the other monsters. And last but not least, what makes it so special as far as Lunagaron weapons goes? Well, it's the weapon skill, as Lunagaron weapons have Vital Ice +1. This is one of the best ice offensive skills in the game. In fact, I believe Lunagaron's weapon is the only thing with an offensive skill as far as weapon skills goes for ice element monster types. So yeah, that's what makes it really good. And as of right now, the actual only way to get Vital Ice 3 is one part of Lunagaron armor and a grade 8 Lunagaron weapon. So they made it to where you need a grade 8 Lunagaron weapon and a piece in order to max it out. Which isn't bad, especially if you want to invest in this. But for those of you that have Kushala weapons maxed out like I do, it's really up to you. But either way, this makes Lunagaron weapons still very, very good and very viable. And last but not least, we have the Gunlance Switch Axe and Charge Blade files. So this is all the miscellaneous stuff. Lunagaron Gunlance though is actually long shelling type, making it perfect for charge shelling users. As much as I hate that style, it still is very good and has a place at this point. And with Vital Ice 1, you can Worm Stake and you can charge shot your way to victory, which actually makes it very good. The Lunagaron Switch Axe has standard power element file for ice, so it's also very good. With the Lunagaron Charge Blade having power file, which increases damage, so it's okay. So Lunagaron, etc. for these are pretty solid as far as Gunlance, the Switch Axe, and the Charge Blade. And this brings us to the overall analysis on the Lunagaron weapons. The weapon's overall strong, but it won't beat out Kushala Deora even with Vital Ice. If you already have a max ice weapon, it's not worth investing into Lunagaron weapons. Unfortunately, yeah, as good as they are, you already have ice. Don't worry about it. I definitely ain't going to sweat it because I already have a max Kushala bow, so I'm not going to go into that territory. However, Lunagaron's heavy bowgun does have sleep ammo, making it the second best ice heavy bowgun in the game. With the ability to sleep, it just makes it to where it puts, even in group hunts, you put the dang thing to sleep and you can dish out extra damage safely, which is very underrated. Although sleep does only make your first attack when you wake it up good, on its way to sleep, you could keep blasting it. So, sleep status weapons, very good, especially when it comes to Lunagaron. And here's the interesting thing. Lunagaron and Legiana actually go neck and neck in terms of resources and damage. So they're technically both really good budget options. But just because it has Vital Ice, Lunagaron technically wins. And again, it's very good that they made such a powerful weapon. The same material requirements as discounted for the other monsters, for the update, which is really cool. With that being said, hopefully this video helps you decide what Lunagaron weapon you want to build. While Lunagaron weapons are powerful, again, they're not worth replacing your strongest ice builds, even if they do carry Vital Ice 1. It's not worth it. I'm not doing it. The numbers say you get a slight advantage. 3 points above Legiana to be exact if we look at base stats. So just, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. Especially if you have Elder Dragon weapon maxed out like I do in terms of Kushala for ice. You definitely don't worry about it. Please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Good luck on your grinds. I hope you all enjoying Season 7. If you do choose to go after Lunagaron weapons, they are factually very powerful and worth going after if you do decide to. Good luck on your grinds, and I will see y'all on the next video.